Right there she is. Good afternoon, guys. My name is Luke. Welcome to Ruth Farms. Today is Thursday, April 11th, and we are headed to, I got a neighbor, he's going to use our tractor to plant corn with, and we're going to trade out. I'm going to use his corn planter to plant my corn with it, so it's all going to work out. I'm going to head over there this evening and pick it up so I can bring it home, take a look at it. I looked it over good last year before we planted, and both of us didn't plant but about 70 or 75 acres, so anyway, we're going to head over there, get his planter, bring it back here. That way I can check it over, get a good look at it, and we'll get ready for probably, I don't think we'll plant this weekend. I think it's going to be too wet. Maybe first of the week, get planting. So, let's go get it. About to give out. Been working on a shed all day today. That video will probably come out before this video, so y'all probably already know about the shed. If not, we're working on building a shed. Put straw and hay in, 24 by 48 over at the Low Place farm. So, if you haven't seen it, or if it ain't come out yet, it's coming out, or go check it out and go see it. Shows up there. That's what we burnt down the other day. That'll be in corn. And this is some of our wheat ground. Sure is looking pretty. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Luke. This is Ruth Farms. Today, that's right, we got the corn planter hooked up. Got to go through everything. I know I got a gauge wheel that needs a new bearing in it. Get it changed out. We got to clean it out. I've got to go through here, check everything out. I planted with this planter last spring, planted my 25 acres with it last year. I went through it then, but I know we looked back through it a little bit. I know at least one gauge wheel's got a bearing out. Need to clean all the hoppers out there. He left some corn in them. Some mice got in there and, you know, made a mess, pooped and peed everywhere. So we got to get that cleaned out and get that fixed. Just do a good check over. I've got our corn here sitting in the shop. Got 6 bags of Pioneer 1289, I think it is, and 8 bags of Pioneer 1464. The Pioneer 1464 is what we planted last year. So hopefully they'll do decent again for us this year. We'll see what happens. But let's get into it. Let's get this planter ready. I want to get some corn in the ground this week. It's going to be in the 80s all week. Let's do it. So one of these, that one there's a little floppy, but it ain't too bad. That's the one. She's no good. She is no good. So we got to take that one off and then get that new bearing in. I think I've got a bearing hopefully. And then we'll check everything else out. So take that out. We got this one bolt right here. We'll pull this off. This whole arm will come off. And then we should be able to hopefully shim this closer once we get a new bearing. We want those gauge wheels touching the disc. This one right here is pretty close. You could use it a little tighter, but you don't want that. You want that gauge wheel lip touching that disc opener to help keep loose dirt from falling back in the seed trench. Just helps give you better seed soil contact and help with better emergence. So let's get at it, get that done, see what else we got to do to this planter. Got our one bolt here. This is 18mm socket. That'll come off easy. Got all these little shims here. As y'all can tell, she is no good. No good at all. I think this one here's actually got a bad wheel. Well, that is no good. The actual end of the wheel there is broke loose, broke free. I'd see if my neighbor's got one. I'm not sure if these are the same as the grain drill. I think I've got a couple spares. I'll just have to go check. So our bearing here looks okay. I think it's just our hub is busted out here. So I went up here and we had some old ones off of our grain drill. And I think I've got a good one. So if that picks up on camera right there, that lip there is broke. That's what holds the bearing in. So that's why she was floppy. Best I can tell, that's the exact same thing. Well, I think my spray bottle here, it's a Pepsi bottle with a little squirt bottle on top. Redneck. You gotta get these little holes lined up. I think I got lucky on this one. Put our bolts back in. Pretty daggone good right there. Don't know where our shims will need to be now. Got most of our gauge wheels snugged up here. Let me get you one y'all can see. You know, we want them kind of rubbing right there. That prevents dirt from getting back in the seed trench. And we also, I just checked our spacing on these. I put a business card up here and down there. We had about this much gap, which is about right for these. If you don't have that gap closed there, it'll create a V in the trench. So you'll have a V like that, and then the seed can fall to one side or the other, messing up your planting depth. And we want that as consistent as possible. So I think I got all that ready. We got to pull these seed hoppers off now. He left the seed and all in them. The rats got in here and peed and pooped and everything. So we're gonna clean them out, blow them out good, check everything over. Got most of our gauge wheels snugged up here. Let me get you one y'all can see. You know, we want them kind of rubbing right there. That prevents dirt from getting back in the seed trench. And we also, I just checked our spacing on these. I put a business card up here and down there, and we had about this much gap, which is about right for these. If you don't have that gap closed there, it'll create a V in the trench. So you'll have a V like that, and then the seed can fall to one side or the other, messing up your planting depth. And we want that as consistent as possible. So I think I got all that ready. We got to pull these seed hoppers off now. He left the seed and all in them. The rats got in here and peed and pooped and everything. So we're gonna clean them out, blow them out good, check everything over. This is a vacuum planter. All we got here on the back side here, there's a hose place where a hose hooks up, and then you've got this meter here, metering wheel. It pulls a suction somewhere here on it. Anyway, it pulls the seed up into each one of these little holes here, and that pulls the seed around. And as this thing spins, it drops the seed out right here. And then that falls down into your seed trench, and that's what makes our seed go in the ground. It's got a place here our vacuum hose goes on. Got our vacuum hose here, which goes up to this tube, which goes to our big old fan. We just hook our vacuum hose on. Drop these things down in there.
Set it down and pop your latch.
Hold on, we're not in the our thing getting lined up down here or something. There it goes.
Your latch.
Latch her on. She's ready to go. Nah, it's all right. I said, nah, it's all right. It'll be 8 of the 1464. 1464. Oh, good Lord, boy, these things ain't big. This year we're planting Pioneer 1464. This is one of our 2 hybrids. It's what we planted last year. Turned out pretty good for us, so we're gonna do it again. Huh? Yeah. Cut it really good because I just spilt a couple handfuls because it got caught on the top of the bag. bushels. Yep.
I might try it.
Well, y'all, we got all 6 hoppers full, minus the few that I split on the ground. Because the bag got me. Yeah, combing it through these. So I'm gonna go see if I can get some Seed Plus graphite type stuff. If not, we got regular graphite. We'll just run. I'm gonna see if I can get that here locally. If not, it is what it is. Try next year. We'll be back in a little bit. All right, y'all, we're back from getting our stuff to go with our seed. I'll show y'all that in a minute. I just got all our hydraulics hooked up here, checking everything out. This is a vacuum planter, so it pulls a vacuum, like I said earlier, through this tube, and then there's a tube that goes to each individual unit. That's what pulls the seed to the seed disc, and then when that seed disc rotates, there's a spot that doesn't pull vacuum, and then that's when the seed drops. We want our vacuum to be between about 8 and 10, which we have achieved. All right, so I had talked a little while ago about maybe potentially trying Seed Plus graphite. It's a brand that I've heard about. I talked to another guy that, actually the guy I bought my sprayer from. You know, I have pretty good confidence in him. You know, he does a lot of trials and stuff like this. And he said this Tri-Guard PMZ dry, he saw a better result. He saw 5 bushels in corn, 3 bushels in soybeans per acre than the Seed Plus graphite. This was about $10 more for this amount than the Seed Plus graphite, but this is 9.5 pounds, whereas the Seed Plus graphite is like 5 pounds. I think from what I figured, and I'll check my pricing and put it up here on the screen if I remember. From what I can remember and add it up, this should be about $2 per acre in corn, and it'll be between $4 and $5 an acre in beans. Just because with corn, for most of our ground, we're only going to be putting about 28,000 plants per acre, whereas beans we're going to be putting between 120 and 140. So we just take this, sprinkle it on top of our seed, and then this gives it an extra coating, gives it some things like nitrogen, phosphate, manganese, and zinc, just to help get those seeds sprouted better and give them something to thrive off of until they get up and growing and the roots can get down in the ground and start getting some of that, you know, the nutrients that are in the soil. So look forward to trying that. That whole bucket went like 160 bucks. So, you know, if it doesn't work, it ain't that big of a deal. Coleman has already put regular graphite, I think, in this one. So we're gonna leave it off and just put this new graphite in the other 5 and see if we can tell a difference. And if we can tell a difference this summer, once we start doing counts on our corn, you know, row counts and our diameter counts, we'll see if that row is any different than the regular row. See if it, you know, if we're able to tell much of a difference. So this is what the product looks like here. I'll get that here where y'all can tell it. There's a line right here that's 3 ounces. And we're just gonna sprinkle this on top of the corn. This is 3 ounces for 50 pounds of seed. There's actually about 54 pounds, so I'm just gonna increase my rate just a little bit. Got just a hair over. Then I'm just gonna sprinkle this in here on top of this. That's all it takes. Still got a little more to sprinkle, but that's all it takes. And hopefully that'll help us do a little better this year. So this is just a regular graphite here. We're gonna run that on 1 row. Coleman didn't get it quite covered the way I'd want it, so put just a little more in there. That's what our regular graphite looks like. This is what our Tri-Guard TMZ looks like. Like I said, you know, that Tri-Guard is supposed to have some extra nutrients and stuff that it's supposed to help get the plants off, the little seedlings off to a better start. So we're gonna try it this year. Trying some little things, try to get a little better yields. We'll see what happens. It all, you know, is gonna boil down to the good Lord above sending us the weather we need. But we're gonna try to get what little bit we can on our end in better shape, so that if we get the rain from the good Lord, we can have some good yields. I don't know if I've said it on camera yet, and for those of you who are new, might not have seen it anyway. I have picked up a yield monitor for the combine for this year. That's a project we got to get on our list here pretty soon, getting that installed and checking the combine over, because wheat harvest will be here before you know it. But this way I can do some trials, you know, with some products and actually tell hopefully whether or not those products actually done good for us or not. But anyway, I gotta get the planter monitor. There's a monitor for it for all 6 rows. Tells us our population, everything we're putting out. I gotta get it mounted in the cab, and I'm gonna go ahead and stick my GPS in the cab. It's in the sprayer right now, but that way we'll have it and I can use it for guidance along with the row markers here. So. All right, everyone. Here it is about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and we're just now headed to the field. I've been working on some stuff here on the tractor that I've been meaning to get to. Back in the summer, we put our air conditioning, new AC compressor on it. There's a cover out here that has been needing putting back on. I worked on the door, tried to get it where to close a little better, and I think I got it. It was really loud in here, so I think I got that. My headliner was falling down, so I put some screws to hold it in until we can get a new one in here. This seat is shot, but I've got another one. Jack's just happy to be riding, he don't care. I got the planter monitor installed over here. It's not showing anything right now, obviously, because we're not moving. It's got a little GPS puck sits out here on the fender. That's what tells the GPS how fast we're moving. I got my GPS installed, my Ag Leader in Command 800. Got it in, and I think I've got the settings about right for this tractor. We're loaded with corn. We're loaded with, we got the, you know, the graphite stuff in there. So we're gonna go up here to a field that's a little bit off the road, so just in case something doesn't go right at the beginning, you know, I don't have an ugly streak up here, you know, right in front of my house that I have to look at for the next 6 months. So anyway, we headed up the road. We're gonna get up here, put her in the ground, check our depths, make sure, you know, everything is G-hauling, make sure it's going in the ground deep enough, and make sure all of our rows are sensing population. And then we're gonna put the hammer down and let her roll. So let's get some Pioneer 1464 in the ground and kick off plant 2024 here on the roof farm. Not sure if y'all can see this or not. We are planting. Just depending on the row, how much population we're putting out. Row 2's at 28.3. Row 3's at 26.7. And that just differs depending on the singulation. We'll hop out here at the end of this row and check and see what kind of depth we're getting. We can find our seed here and see what kind of depth we're getting. And right there she is. It looks like about 1 inch right there, so we definitely need to get it deeper. I go up here on top of the hill and see what we get. Need to check a couple other rows too. Alright, so best I could tell, we had some seeds about 2 inches. Then I had a few that were closer to 1 inch, but I think that was just here on the side of this hill. It's a lot harder ground. trees and stuff have roots out. So I'm gonna plant a round or two. I did lower the gauge wheels just a hair to try to help with that. But anyway, so we'll see what happens. So we're going to do between 3 and 4 outside rows. Last year I done 4, attempted to do 3. That's just because I spray on 30-inch or on 60-foot sections. This planter plants around 15 foot a section. So we're going to go at least 3 rounds around it, maybe 4. So we're moving on along here, trying to make sure I got everything about right. We still got one row that ain't quite, I don't think, putting it in right. I've got so much cover here, it's kind of hard to tell when I dig. So I'm gonna get this field planted and then check a few things at the house before I go to the next one. So we're just trying to go straight back and forth, trying to keep these roads as straight as we can. I learned that last year, that I need to try to keep my roads straight as I can. Really helps me out when I'm harvesting and when I'm spraying. So I'm trying my best. Using the the road marker as best I can. I've also got the GPS on here, but on this field I ain't really got long enough rows to get my AB line set and be good, so I'm just doing this in the old-fashioned way. So we're just going back and forth. Once I get everything dialed in, I'll try to get some drone footage and some B-roll, some different moving parts and things. I just want to make sure I got everything right before I go to YouTubing. I don't want our fields to look like crap because I was trying to get it on video. This is what we're looking at here. The straight line ahead of me, I put that right in the center of the hood. That's my row marker. And that gets us pretty close to right on our rows. And we just come to the end, we pick our implement up, we turn around. Try not to knock Jack in the head. We get back in here, pick up on our straight row again. Our planter gets back to our last row there, we let her down. We get back in line and do it again. Back and back and back. Got my mom, my grandpa over there in the gator. She brought my grandpa out here today. This is the one that owns this farm. And part of the equipment I use, he's the one who got the row crop side started. He get him out of the house. His wife, my grandma, passed away, I don't know, a few months ago now. So trying to get him out of the house every now and again. That way he has a little something to look forward to, something to do other than watch TV all day. She got him out here on the gator. We're getting her done, little by little. It's our population monitoring. This thing's definitely not dead accurate on population. I've seen anywhere from about 27 to 29,000. But all that is there's an eye in there looking at the seed as it comes down. You know, and this planter ain't really made for precision. It hadn't really had anything special done to it. So it is what it is. Once again, next year I'm hoping to have a planter and spend some money on it. I really need one with row cleaners with me doing what I'm doing with the cover crops. But that is what it is. I didn't get one bought this year, so we're just going to use this one again and hope it works out for us again. It is putting the seed in the ground. We got good moisture, so hopefully get some rain for too long. Guys, that's gonna do it for tonight. I got all these little fields here around the house planted. Next thing, probably tomorrow morning, we're gonna go to the Smith farm, get going on it. About 15 acres there, give or take. So that'll take a little while, but I think we about got everything set up, ready to go. Like I said, you know, I think we got everything kind of figured out, kind of dialed in, ready to go. Hopefully tomorrow at Smith farm we can set sail, get some acres knocked out. I'm small farm, you know, we have about 75 acres total this year, row crops. About 40 of that's going to be corn. We're going to have 7.5 to 8 acres of full season beans. And then we've got about 25 acres or so of a double crop. What will be double crop? We got winter wheat on it now, which will harvest mid-June. And then right after that, we'll plant our beans. And then we'll harvest those this fall, Lord willing. We get the rain and everything goes in our favor. So appreciate y'all watching. We'll see y'all in the next one. God bless. If you don't mind, leave us a like, leave us a comment, tell us how we're doing, and subscribe. Thank y'all.